Thank you very much for having me, IAPH, to be here, be able to speak to you all about mega challenges. I think the problem with speaking at the end, the last person speaking, all my material is actually covered by my previous speakers. So whatever that 10 minutes I was allotted, most likely is going to take 5 minutes. Olaf actually mentioned earlier about, obviously we're talking mega ships and mega challenges, but I think we can't just look at just mega ship alone for container terminal operator. We actually have to look at the products of the mega ships. That's also the alliance. That actually costs, that and the mega ships actually cost a lot of challenges for container terminals. Now, Max mentioned that I'm the managing director for DaChan Bay terminal, which is a container terminal out in Shenzhen. But I'm actually speaking on behalf of my other operations in Hong Kong called Modern Terminals that has been operating on these mega vessels. So being from Asia, we're actually on the other side of the whole trade lane, right? So again, I mentioned the alliances are formed because of the fact that these mega vessels are coming in on stream, and shipping lines really increase the vessel sharing agreement in order for them to actually improve utilization and realize the cost saving. That's nothing new. From a terminal operator perspective, there are a couple of KPIs we looked at beyond the move per hour. We actually look at our asset, our berth length. That's really our asset. So earlier when Mr. Bergman asked about, we voted, do you want the vessel to be longer or do you want it to be wider? I actually put my hands up, I want it to be wider, I don't want it to be longer. Because the longer it is, it will take up more of my berth space. That's our asset. Now what you're actually seeing right now is if you actually looked at the, back in 2008, we're looking at our vessel per TEU per LOA of our key length. It's actually, we handled, let's say in 2008, we handled 5.69 TEU per meter of LOA. Over the past, the next 4 years, it went down dramatically down to 4.88. And we have those big vessels too. Now, the last couple of years, we've managed to actually up it by 16% to a 6.37 TEU. So we've made some progress there. But at the same time, that's a challenge that container operators are constantly facing with these big vessels. They take up the berth space. Sometimes we just don't get the productivity that we need. So they take up the utilization of our asset that we're not getting out fast enough. So the ability for us to actually work closer with our shipping lines partners is a must. And at the end of the day, you keep hearing me saying that we need to work closer with the shipping lines to actually get better planning done so we can actually turn around faster. Simple physics, common sense really, right? You get the bigger vessel, it's actually just physically take longer to get the box out. It's like going into a bigger parking lot it is, the longer it takes you to get your car out. Same thing as our big triple, now I'm using triple E vessel here as an example. What normally constitutes a 30+ moves an hour vessel operation, just by not doing anything, everything status quo, but actually working a bigger vessel, it already go down to 22 moves an hour. Again, the calling is out there with the shipping lines that we need to work closer together, where we can actually have better planning, better utilization of our engagement. This is very similar to what Mr. Bergman had on his previous presentation with a bunch of dots, but actually looking at it from a key crane perspective. Now he had that yellow line that went up, that really nothing changed dramatically since 1972 or 1960 something. Here I'm using 1972 as a starting point. At that time, a 2,500 TEU's vessel, we had a 13 across key crane. That actually lasted up for 20 years. Right, until about 1992. Then we actually upgraded to 15 across. That was good for 15 years. Until 2006, when we have those 22 across. Now we're looking at 24 across. That's just less than 10 years. So our challenge, besides just productivity, is actually investment in our key cranes. right? It's the fact that whatever we actually can depreciate over 20 years or 25 years, there's talking within a company now, is it even realistic? Is this truly reflective to what's happening in the industry? Vessels are growing bigger and bigger. We need to get these bigger and longer cranes. So again, that has actually posed a lot of capital investment challenge for terminals, especially out in Asia. We're a little bit older. DaChan Bay is okay, it's a new terminal, so we actually have those new key cranes around. But for terminals like a Hong Kong terminal, we need to start actually reinvesting a lot of our capital investment into these key cranes. So that's basically my presentation. I guess we have a discussion afterwards, so we can talk about more. But I guess the point I want to make is important that we just keep on working together with the shipping lines where we can actually get better planning to up the productivities.